I remember doing the 1999 review, and I think the majority of us said that like he had that foundation and that base to kind of be where he is now. So does it really surprise you, or are you just more excited the fact that he actually is starting to really reach his potential?
No, I think there was something said in that video about, and I don't know, it was Dark One in that one?
Yeah.
Where they were saying they really wanted to hear Joey when he's had some life experiences under him. That was Dark One. Yeah, and I think that's where we are right
that
now.
about Bishop and Rue?
No, I said that about
Okay,
Bishop.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of where we are right now. I think there's been some things that he's experienced, you know, in his life since 1999. I mean, I can imagine they were just, you know, kids sitting around rapping, you know, because everybody wants to be a rapper, right? You know, and then, you know, all this stuff happened. But again, they were just doing it for the love, and that's when everything was good. And now, you know, he's made it, but it came at a cost.
Man, we back at it. Then in hip hop, we got another album review, Before the Money by Joey Bada. I can't even front. I kind of forgot about Joey. You know, I always had Joey. I always mentioned him with the Logic's, Chris J. Cole's as, you know, that next wave, and he just kind of fell out of contention for me. But this project right here is the reason why I do love Joey. And the thing that first caught me was the fact that on this album, he everything just sounds so much more mature about it. The production is more layered, it's bigger. Obviously, you know, he has a bigger name, so he's pulling bigger people like DJ Premier now. He's been messing with Premier though, you know, Brooklyn, New York, all of that, so you already know the connection. But overall, just the album, man, the instrumentation is just so much better. And then him as an artist, what I hear now is just him being knowing more so what he wants to do now with his music instead of just being a New York spitter. I hear it more. I hear that growth and evolution. And that's the other thing I took away from this project. It's like, you know, I'm one that always says, you know, I don't want to hear that typical boom bap and all that, you know, I don't like that old stuff. But Joey, he gives you those elements, but he does not sound old. He sounds like a true evolution of 90s hip hop music. And you know, when Nas and the J's came up, I didn't listen to those guys, Wu-Tang. You know, I listened to them way later. So when I listen to Joey, it almost gives me that feeling like, damn, I wonder if Joey, is he gonna be like those guys, you know, years down the road, like being first up on the Nas when he first came out? That's how I feel about Joey Bada right now. You know what I'm saying? Especially on this project. I think that by far, my favorite project up to date was Summer Nights, but this is by far, I think, overall his best project. Some of the joints that stood out to me, Big Dusty, that's when he first got my attention on this project. You know, Save the Children was dope. Then he went into the Greenbacks interlude with the kids and stuff, you know, talking about, oh man, we gotta sell this candy and we're gonna make our money. We're gonna pay these teachers so they're gonna leave us alone. I thought that was hilarious. But Big Dusty's the first one. I'm like, holy fuck. And then, you know, with just the maturity standpoint of stuff and you know, artists kind of coming out of their zone to do something and to make it sound good was the joint Escape 120 with the dude Rory. That's how.
Yeah,
Rory. Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
He played
That.
on the Outcast shows, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. I didn't even know that. Yeah. Damn. Okay.
You know.
I didn't know.
Yeah, he popped off last year, and he just took off. Yeah.
I didn't even hear.
Yeah, everybody like him. I think he's the next thing.
And it's interesting because when I never heard of this dude before this project. When I heard him on that track, I thought, I'm like, yo, this motherfucker sound like Andre. He really sounded like Andre 3000 on that.
Didn't they sign him? I think he's signed to one of the. Never mind.
No, you good. I really thought he sounded like Andre 3000, and just musically on that song, I felt like, damn, Joey really stepped out of his box, out of his comfort zone a little. I didn't really particularly like it until I heard Rory on there. I'm like, wow, he just tied that all in. But that's interesting that he is from here and he sounds like 3 Stacks like that. At least on that song. I never heard, you know, any of his other catalog to, you know, really make that distinction. Curry Chicken was dope. The 2 bonus tracks, I felt like they shouldn't have been bonuses. And I also felt like on this album, he touched on, you know, some things that I didn't even know of. Well, I guess I kind of did, but, you know, like how he's from the islands and stuff like that. He talked about his parents and and you know, just like little things that you haven't typically gotten from Joey. So I think, you know, as he continues to mature with his musical career, you're starting to get more personal about him, and that's the thing that I really enjoyed. And then, you know, like with Christ Conscious, I had to rewind that shit like 3 times. I'm like, God damn, because I'm like, okay, what's the point of this song? You call it Christ Conscious, and then you just spit until you get to Christ Conscious. Like, what the fuck? Just dope, man. But I definitely fuck with Joey, and this right here, Before the Money, this shit is hard.
This almost don't even sound like the same guy from 1999. He definitely sounds more polished, definitely a little bit more mature. Obviously, that will come with time. But one of the things about this album that stood out to me was the different things that he was talking about. There were references to God on here, and you got an insight into Joey and just the different things that he's dealing with Steve, you know, Capital Steve's and stuff that happened with Capital Steve, man. Save the children and money and really, you know, when you look at Before the Money, and then you look at the album cover, you know, it also looked like it could be badass as well, the way it's stylized. And then you look at Joey like standing solo by himself, and he's looking at the city, and it's like he's looking at what he wants to go achieve, but you know, there's a price to pay that comes with that. And it sounds like this album, some of those things were addressed. Like it was on one of the songs, it was like, before there was money, there was love. And it was like there was a lot of things that he enjoyed just doing it just because he loved doing it. But as he's moved along his career from 1999 to Summer Nights to here, you know, it's obviously been more work. And then even in one of the songs, I think he was talking to his mom or somebody like that. And, you know, she even addressed those type of things. And those are the things that I'm hearing, especially at the top. Because, you know, when you're I guess you're a kid like that, and depending on where you grow up in certain areas, you know, you want to achieve a certain level of success. And, you know, when Save the Children hit, and I'm listening to the mix, you know, the scratches in there, it was like black educator, black businesses, et cetera, like he's calling out for these different type of entities to reach back and save them, so they don't have to go out and do the things that they're doing in order to get the money. So, and you know, because it comes with these sacrifices that come with it, man. So, you know, all of that at the top, and then Hazel's view, where he's, you know, again, a reference to Christ, where he's like, he's looking up and he's just, you know, he's just trying to get ascend to that level. All of that stuff, man, really made for a really good interest in listening for me, because you can hear certain nuances of just what Joey has endured just the last couple of years that he's been in, just in this industry. I mean, I can't imagine what it would be like to lose like your best friend. He's the only child, and then he's with Pro Era, and they become like his family and his brothers, and you know, and then, you know, one unfortunately passes away, and you got to deal with that, huh? Two?
Capital Steve's killed himself, and there was another dude that died like a month or two ago.
I can't remember his name. I can't think of his
I know that's
name.
disrespectful as shit. I can't remember his name either, but yeah, it was another dude from his crew.
Yeah, damn. So imagine just dealing with that, man, and you just trying to make it. All of that, plus the songs were really good, his rapping was really good. You know, definitely, like you said, he can definitely get bigger production, but those type of things that when I'm listening to it and just those references, I'm like, man, Joey has really come a long way, and he really sat down and really thought about what he wanted to do with this debut album, and really the message and the songs and the stuff that he wanted to put out there and convey. And I got to tell you, man, I thoroughly enjoyed this album. I thought it was great. I didn't know what to really expect, because I thought it was going to be some of the rappity rap type stuff, and it was much more than that. It was much more than that. Belly of the Beast, you know, Christ Conscious, you know, you already talked about Curry Chicken. So really good album by Joey Badass, man.
Since 1999, I think I've always been impressed with, you know, I guess the maturity and lyrical, how mature Joey Badass has always been. And I remember saying it when we did the summer nights review. It was like, it was good, but it just seemed like Joey wasn't interested in doing that mixtape at the time. But it seemed like with this being his brightest moment and his time to shine, he didn't have no features really, except for old boy from that Escape 120. What's his name? Rory? Yeah, that was like the only like hit, you know, MC on there. I thought Joey Badass held his own throughout this whole album. I thought he on the primo. He even, you know, usually primo, you gotta come tight on primo. He came good on a primo joint. I like how he kind of dug into his roots with Belly of the Beast, his Caribbean roots. How he, you know, kind of put that element in there on the song. I love that. Peace of Mind. it gave me that one love type of. He kind of drew that out. You know, him talking to his boy. Well, you know, Nas writing his letter to his boy. He talk on the phone, letting his boy hear his joints and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool.
And then his boy's reaction too.
Yeah,
He was like, "Yo, I heard you on Funk Master.
Yeah.
Oh, you caught that? Yeah. That was dope."
So I thought, you know, it was cool how Joey kind of like took a layer and like showed us like his personal life in here, you know, because I always wondered that. Like, I didn't get that from him in 1999 and in Summer Nights. It was just like, okay, who is Joey Bada? So I feel like with this album, this debut, he let us know like who is Joey Bada. Yes, you know, he already proved that he can spit. We already know it's gonna be boom bapish feel. I love Big Dusty because it gives me that going on the subway New York type of feel, you know what I'm saying? Just those drums, man, I love it. Curry Chicken, I kind of like an ode to his mother, you know, pretty much. I am going on the road, but still loving her cooking always. Still, you know, kind of still want to be home based and kind of be that down to earth dude, which I really appreciate, man. So. And on. That's another one. He kind of like let out his emotions out on that one as well. Like, you know, I guess being on tour a lot with the temptation with females, and like you said, he's got to get some life experiences now. So it's amazing how you kind of want to throw in a little bit of, you know, a little bit of love life in there on the sneak tip. But it's still Joey Bada though. So I still feel like I got to know who Joey is. Now I still think, I mean, even though as much as good as this project, I still think there's room for him to even make a better album. You know what I'm saying? In the future to come. So. Hey, I like it. I really enjoyed this album from beginning to end. I think the only one track I probably didn't like, I didn't care to. Well, I ain't gonna say I didn't like, but I didn't really care for that much was Black Beatles. It just seemed too too just for me. But other than that, I mean, number 99. You know, Joey showed me that energetic Joey Bada that I don't think I've really never seen that before from that. And on Escape 120, he was very energetic on that one as well. So I was like, okay, this is a couple of sides of Joey Bada that I've never seen before, and he brought it on his debut album, and I like that. So, good album, really good album.
I actually enjoyed this album. It was another one where I wasn't quite sure what to expect because since 1999, I haven't loved one of his projects. I thought they were all good, and there's no denying that Joey can rap, but it's just like the last few things I heard by him, I was like, all right, this is cool, but I remember saying on the review that we did for Summer Nights was that he did not sound interested. He sounded like he was just rapping for the sake of rapping. This project is completely different, and I want to make note that y'all were arguing with me when I said that he was doing that intentionally to his voice. Y'all were like, it's puberty, it's puberty. Okay, so puberty just reversed like a motherfucker, huh? One of y'all was arguing, saying that was just puberty. I'm pretty sure that was you.
That was probably me.
I think that was you. I'm trying to put it off on Ken. That was you.
I'll take it.
But I'm glad he went back to this. Yeah, I'm glad he went back to his normal voice because he sounds great. Sonically, this album can come off a little bit one-dimensional, only because there's not a lot aside from the content that can really differentiate the tracks. So I can see people saying that I'm not really that into it because it's a little bit too samey. It just worked for me because it just happened that the sound that he picked to be samey with is a dope sound. He sounds great on this whole fucking mixtape or album. Excuse me. The only song that I would take off. Actually, you know what? Before I get to that, I will say "Like Me" was a very different track for him because it was really smooth and BJ was killing it.
Yeah.
He's becoming like the hook guy now.
He was killing it.
He is becoming like the guy
great.
you call for hooks. Yeah.
Thurs use him a lot, right?
Who does?
Thurs,
Use
yeah.
him a lot, yeah.
Yeah, BJ was definitely doing his thing. The only track that I didn't care for was Escape 120. And that was really, and I usually like Chuck Stranger's beats a lot. I couldn't stand that beat. That beat was grating.
Definitely different.
I know, Chuck, don't, Chuck. I love your beats. I do, and I'm not like
I love
beats.
his beats too.
Hold on.
I love his beats too.
Let Mike talk. You just be
Yeah,
silent.
you need to be quiet. Don't say shit, B. I love your beats, and I don't even mind you on the mic. I'm just saying it just so happened this one particular beat, I usually fuck with your beats, but this one, I didn't care for it. And it's a personal thing, because you see the 3 out of the 4 of us thought it was cool. This isn't my sound. I wasn't feeling that beat at all. I did not like Teach Me either. And I know it was supposed to be playful and funny, but it just didn't sound good to me. And Joey, I appreciate him stepping out of his comfort zone, but it just so happened that that particular track for me did not work. Like Me, was him stepping out of his comfort zone, but it was still Joey. You know, he was still fucking spitting them hard rhymes, but it was just the way he was delivering them is what made me really impressed with that track. Like, he was still spitting those hardcore rhymes. You know, they can't stand to get their ass handed and branded by the lyrical New York bandit, but the way he was doing it was so smooth and just like, I don't know, it was dope. But yeah. Oh, my favorite track, easily, number 99. Static Selector, you put your ass in that fucking beat. That beat was dark, it was hard, and Joey fucking handled it. That was easily my favorite track, because like I was loving the album, and then when that track hit, I was like, oh shit, this is crazy.
It gave you a different energy.
It totally gives you different energy.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a great album. I'm really happy to see Joey doing something like this, putting together an album that is still boom bap-ish, but it's not so boom bap-ish that everybody's gonna be like, ow, it's another backpacker boom bap album. Because he's talking about a lot of real shit. He's talking about his mama, his background, all kinds of real shit, his loss, you know, his goals. So for being a 20, he's 20, right? I don't want to end up like Ken, give out the wrong age, have everybody yell. I think he's 20. I think he just turned 20, I think. If I'm wrong, what the fuck, see me. But I think for being a 20-year-old dude, when he gets to be 25, when he gets to be 30, y'all better watch out for this guy, man, because he's already got the spitting down. Now he's getting to the point where he can write songs. So he's gonna be a problem in 5 years, in 2 years probably.
Josie F. Badman, if you watching, keep with this shit, bro. Just like there's no adjustments. Look, I'm gonna just keep bumping your shit in the whip. Anything you drop, you Pro Era, whatever, man. I definitely bump with that shit. So just keep doing it, man. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Just keep doing that shit.
I just encourage you to keep doing this. You know, keep writing about your experiences and keep working on your craft and continue to be the best that you are and that you can become. Because this is definitely right up your element. This is you. And this is what you do, so keep doing what you're doing, man. Just keep putting out this quality work, man, and you definitely got my support.
Keep doing your thing, Joey. I've always been a fan. I continue to be a fan. I'm really anticipating what you're gonna do from here as far as just your growth as an MC and as an artist. Just keep up the great work. I mean, you have my support here. You always have my support. Keep that gritty, grimy New York feel to your music. So I love it, man. So keep it up.
I definitely have enjoyed watching your growth from 1999 to now. Even the projects that I didn't fully enjoy, I could never say they were bad. This, I really feel like you are coming into your own. I like that you're now including personal life experiences versus just spitting. I'm really interested to see what you do next. I don't even know what else to say, man. This is just a great project, man. Very, very, very good job for a debut album. You killed it, man. You killed it. But do me a favor, man. Keep Chuck off me. I didn't really, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. Mr. Strangers. you still my man, though. So yeah, good job.
Dope. And make sure you go and check out everything we're releasing for the joint mixtape. That's gonna be out February 3rd. We already got 2 singles. And make sure you check out that first single, man, with Mike Hands and General Steel from Smith & Wesson, produced by Rock Marciano. That's the first single off of the joint. And also Sound of the City with Clear Soul Forces, Book Brown, and the legendary Black Milk on the production, man. And we also got a 3rd one coming out, so just make sure you stay tuned with That and Hip Hop, man. Everything, man. We got newsletters. Make sure you go check out thatandhiphop.com. Make sure you also go check out Dead End Sports, man. 2015, that's a big year for us too. Make sure you check out Mike C-Town, the channel. Make sure you got B4.Da, man. Make sure you just support everything Dead End Hip Hop, man. Dead End Sports, everything. Dead End everything, man, because it stops here.